For centuries, people have chased the dream of immortality. Some look to science, others to legend. But alchemists believed they had already found the key. Hidden in cryptic texts and encoded symbols, they spoke of a mysterious object. The Philosopher's Stone, said to grant eternal life and transform matter itself, it became the obsession of scholars, emperors, and secret societies. But is it just a myth? Did they discover something real? Something lost to time? Perhaps something hidden on purpose? To dismiss alchemy as mere pseudoscience would be a grave mistake. Across cultures and ages, from ancient Egypt to medieval Europe, alchemical principles remained remarkably consistent. A hidden thread of knowledge passed from master to apprentice, shrouded in secrecy, encoded in symbols, and disguised in allegory. Some believe this secrecy was necessary because the truth was too dangerous to be placed in unworthy hands. Alchemy was more than chemistry. It was a philosophy, a spiritual transformation, a process of refining not just materials, but the human soul itself. The alchemists did not merely seek gold in the literal sense that they sought purification, transcendence, and most importantly, immortality. And maybe they succeeded. The search for eternal life is woven into human history. The Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest recorded story in existence, tells of a desperate king who seeks the secret to living forever. In China, the Taoist alchemists pursued the elixir of life, an immortalizing potion that emperors sought at any cost. Some died from their own experiments. Others, according to legend, simply vanished from history, never to be seen again. Were they victims of their ambition, or did they unlock something that had to be hidden? And speaking of unlocking things, if you seek your own transformation, perhaps not into an immortal, but into someone with exceptionally good taste, take a look at the links in the description. The ancients sought eternal life. Meanwhile, modern commerce allows us to at least obtain things that make life a little easier, and you'd be supporting this channel in the process. After all, even alchemists needed patrons. But it wasn't their only pursuit. Another key goal was the creation of the Universal Solvent, a mythical substance capable of dissolving any material, unlocking secrets hidden at the molecular level. If such a substance existed, it would mean the ability to manipulate reality itself, a power that, if discovered, would likely never be shared with the public. Figures like Nicholas Flamel, Paracelsus, and even Sir Isaac Newton dedicated years, even lifetimes, to unraveling these mysteries. Flamel, a 14th century scribe, was rumored to have decoded the secret of immortality from an ancient manuscript, his tomb in Paris, empty. Throughout history, there have been whispers of individuals who never seemed to age, figures who reappeared across centuries with knowledge that defied their time. The Count of Saint Germain, a mysterious European nobleman, was one such figure, always wealthy, never growing older, possessing knowledge beyond explanation. He spoke of alchemy, of eternal youth, of the power hidden within human potential, and then he disappeared. Modern science tells us that aging is merely a function of cellular decay, an inevitable breakdown written into our DNA, but what if that could be rewritten? What if the alchemists weren't dealing with mysticism, but with an ancient understanding of biological transmutation, an art lost to time? Recent breakthroughs in genetics and biochemistry suggest that immortality is not as impossible as once thought. Scientists have discovered telomerase, an enzyme that can, in theory, halt cellular aging. There are also so-called immortal cells, such as the famous HeLa cells, which have continued to divide and reproduce long after their host has died. It seems nature itself holds the blueprint for endless life. And yet, what if this knowledge is not new? What if ancient alchemists, through their cryptic experiments and coded manuscripts, had already unlocked these truths long ago? Many of their writings describe not just spiritual transformation, but physical transmutation, a process they believed could change the very essence of the human body. The symbols left behind in alchemical texts hint at a profound understanding of energy and transformation. The Ouroboros, the serpent eating its own tail, represents an eternal cycle, but could it also be a coded message about breaking that cycle? The phoenix, reborn from its own ashes, is more than just mythology. It's a symbol of regeneration, renewal, and resurrection. If alchemy was simply superstition, why then did some of the greatest minds in history obsess over it? Newton, the father of modern physics, wrote more about alchemy than he did about mathematics. Paracelsus, one of the pioneers of modern medicine, believed the human body could be perfected, purified, and transformed. These were not fools chasing fairy tales. They were following the echoes of an ancient knowledge, one that had been fragmented, hidden, and perhaps even deliberately erased. Some claim that traces of this knowledge still exist today, hidden within secret societies encoded in lost manuscripts or locked away by those who understand its power. And when you think about it, isn't that exactly what an alchemist would do? Hide the truth in plain sight, wrapped in riddles, known only to those who seek it with enough determination to decode its mysteries. If the philosopher's stone, the elixir of life, or the universal solvent ever truly existed, would we even know? Or would its secret be too valuable, too dangerous, too world-changing to share? Today, we stand at the brink of scientific discoveries that mirror those of the alchemists: genetic editing, quantum biology, the merging of consciousness with artificial intelligence. All of these push the boundaries of what it means to be human. The pursuit of immortality is no longer legend, it is science. But as we stand on the edge of these revelations, one thing remains certain: those who seek knowledge must be willing to search for it. And if you've come this far, if you are intrigued by the mysteries of alchemy, transformation, and what may still be hidden from us, then perhaps it is time to subscribe. After all, the greatest secrets were never meant to be found by the many, but by the few who dared to seek them. Perhaps the greatest trick of the alchemists was not in hiding their discoveries, but in convincing the world that they never found them at all. Because if the truth of immortality had been uncovered, it would be the most closely guarded secret in human history.